What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pick Six channel, and let's jump straight into it, man. So, is there drama in Pittsburgh, and what's next for the Steelers? Now, let's just get into it, man. So, drama. The Steelers, after the loss on Christmas Day, in the pressers or whatever, some of the players were saying that when everybody except for one person is doing their job, the results are going to be there or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not exactly sure what they said, but I'm just paraphrasing here. It was something like that, though. And there's been speculation. There's been word going around. It could be potentially Minka Fitzpatrick. It could be Mike Tomlin. I'm not going to try to figure that out. Okay. And yeah, no names were even thrown out either. But let me say this. I don't hate the fact that they did that. Okay, I don't. But it's not a great look when you tell that to the media, because the media is going to try to, twist things and things of that nature. That's their job at the end of the day, to make storylines. And that's not the best thing that's not the best header for a storyline. But, oh well. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. And if it's with a player, if you don't think a player is performing the way that he should or the way that he was or something like that, or he's struggling or something, right? I would think it's best to do that in private. But, there's other speculation going on. Maybe it's Tomlin or something like that. So I don't know. Me personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. What I really think it is, it's frustration. That's what I think it is. And I think it's frustration because when you start off 10-3, number one in the AFC North, the second seed, having a shot potentially at getting the first seed, and then 3 games later, you're no longer the division leader. You're actually in the wild card. Yeah. At 10-6 on a 3-game losing streak. Yeah. That does sound pretty frustrating. So I just think it's more frustration than anything else. But we'll see. Maybe there is drama. Maybe there's something going behind the scenes of Hard Knocks. Behind the scenes of Hard Knocks. They're not capturing. So yeah, man, I don't think that's too crazy. Next, we have what is going on with the quarterback situation. Okay. Look, man, Russell Wilson has had a really bad 3-game stretch. It's almost looking like that 3-game stretch that Mitch Trubisky had. I'm just saying. Now, I will also say that the 3 teams he played were very good. The teams that Russell Wilson played. The Eagles, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. Okay, those are 3 of some of the best teams in the entire NFL. 2 of the best teams in the AFC, number 2, maybe number 3 in the NFC? But the problem is, it's not that they lost. It's just the way they lost. Okay, that's the difference. If Russell Wilson would have kept it competitive in all 3 games and they just lost to maybe a game-winning field goal or some weird Chiefs magic where it's a block punt or hits the goalpost and misses the field goal, something like that, right? If they kept it competitive, that's a different story. But it wasn't competitive. Those games weren't competitive. All right? Russell Wilson struggled in all 3 of those games. Turnovers, fumbling, interceptions, holding on to the ball, not passing the ball, not throwing away the ball, or he wasn't getting rid of the ball. Now, maybe his receivers just weren't getting open downfield. That could be true as well. But I mean, he wasn't getting rid of the ball. All right, his decision making wasn't great either in this 3-game stretch. It wasn't. A couple of those interceptions were in the end zone. So the struggles have been there. So that's why there's questions. Should the Steelers go with Justin Fields? Because remember, it's not like Justin Fields was playing bad football. He wasn't. He was 4-2 as a starter. Yeah, he had a bad game against the Cowboys. Which, by the way, the Cowboys were a lot more healthier in that game, and there was a lot of weird stuff going on in that game. It was delayed, almost 2 hours? Fed their players turkey sandwiches or something weird like that. I forgot. But it was a weird game. And then his other loss was against the Colts, which he almost led the team to a comeback. He almost did. I mean, he tried his very best to put the team on his back in that game. And even though they lost that game, that to me, he showed potential to maybe be the franchise quarterback in that game against the Colts. Now, I know he made mistakes in that game, but still. So that's why I'm not against it, because, yeah, Russell Wilson has been playing pretty bad the past 3 weeks. And Justin Fields, when he was a starter, it's not like he was playing bad. Now, Russell Wilson's best game as a Steeler was better than Justin Fields' best game as a Steeler. I'll say that. I'll throw that out there. Okay? I'll throw that out there. But here's my final point on this topic, man. My final point. Big Ben Roethlisberger is not there. Is not the quarterback for the Steelers. Okay? You don't have that franchise quarterback. It's not like it's Patrick Mahomes having a 3-game stretch where he's playing bad football. It's not like Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. No. Both these guys are on a 1-year contract. Russell Wilson is on a 1-year contract. He's not the franchise guy. At least, let me say this. At least he's on a contract here. I don't know exactly what else I was going with that, but yeah. So both these guys are trying to prove themselves this season, which is why you signed them. Because, for one, you needed a quarterback. You needed 2 quarterbacks. And they're trying to prove themselves. They're coming from bad situations. Justin Fields with the Bears. Russell Wilson with the Broncos. This was a year for them to prove themselves. It's not like you have that franchise guy right now. So that's why I wouldn't be hesitant, and I wouldn't complain if the Steelers decided to bench Russell Wilson or what have you. Now, I'll say this. If the Steelers come out against the Bengals and Russell Wilson is looking the same as he was in that 3-game stretch, I think they should bench him. I do. Going into the playoffs. I don't really know what's going on. Things are starting to seem like it's the same thing from the past couple seasons. Or not even past couple seasons. It's been like this for years now. 4 years now. Where the Steelers either start off slow in the season and then they pick up towards December, or they start off really good in the beginning of the season and they wind up just completely falling apart in December. It's either one or the other. And yeah, we're pretty much in the same situation as we were last year. That's what it seems like. It might be a little better. Just a little bit. But for the most part, it seemed like the same thing. And yeah, they are looking like first round exits. They are. I hate to say it. And I've been saying it since they lost to the Chiefs. It's really starting to look like their first round exits this year, once again. But they still have another game to play. All right. Panic button. I have it right by you. I would say. I don't think they've pressed it yet. Not yet. But they should be very close to if they haven't already. So what do you guys think on this situation? What do you guys think about Mike Tomlin as well? Okay. Now people are questioning whether Mike Tomlin should be the head coach. There's a lot of crazy stuff going out there. Even stuff like Aaron Rodgers potentially going to the Steelers next season, which I do not like one bit. I do not like one bit. I don't think that's the right choice for the Steelers to make in the offseason. All right, you're going to do the same exact thing as you did the season before, which is an veteran quarterback who's trying to reprove themselves in the league. You're going to try to do the same thing again? That doesn't make me personally, it doesn't make sense to me. So I don't think they should go to Aaron Rodgers. I don't think they will. I know his name was thrown out there a couple seasons ago, like 2 years ago. I would like to think that ship has sailed. Especially after the whole Jet situation, I don't think it's a good idea for the Steelers to do that, to go to Aaron Rodgers. Best case scenario for the Steelers to make in the offseason is either get Justin Fields, okay, re-sign him. That's your franchise guy. Or if you want to keep Russell Wilson, fine, but you're going to have to draft a quarterback. You're going to have to draft a quarterback for sure and develop him. So we'll see, man. Yeah, I think I got everything. The Mike Tomlin situation, I mean, it's pretty much been the same talk for really most of his career. Should they move on from him? Which I did say when they re-signed him, I was a little skeptical because the season hadn't started yet. I kind of wanted to see whether or not things were going to be different. And, I mean, things are kind of looking the same. So, we'll see what they do there. They're not going to get rid of Mike Tomlin. I mean, look, I don't know how much more I want to talk about the Mike Tomlin situation or anything like that. I feel like it gets talked about all the time. So all I'm gonna say is, it could be a time for change, maybe, but I don't know who else you would get as a head coach. I don't. You could talk about the head coach from the Titans last year was named Vrabel. You could potentially get him. I don't know. The Titans have really gone downhill without him. But I just don't know the other options. And I don't think Tomlin's doing a terrible job. But there's other things that you could factor in as well in the situation where, yeah, like there's things that I've seen saying that, there's been head coaches that have had branches where their OC or defensive coordinator wound up being head coaches in other teams. And Sean McVay has a couple. Almost every head coach. The only coach that doesn't have that is Mike Tomlin. And he's been one of the longest tenured head coaches. So take that however you want to take that. Me personally, honestly, I don't even know. I don't know whether they should get rid of him or not. I don't. I just want to see this win. I just want to see this team win one playoff game. Is that too much to ask for this year? Just end that playoff drought or that winless streak in the playoffs. That's all I ask. That's all I want this season. That's all I've been asking this entire season. Do we get it? It's starting not to look like that. But oh well. Yeah, I don't want to be too repetitive in this video. So I'm going to leave it there. What do you guys think on the Steelers situation? Do they have a chance in the playoffs? Do they? Do you think they could still compete against those top teams? Because they ain't going to be on a short week like they were in that 3 games in 11-day stretch. It's not going to be a short week. They did beat Baltimore earlier this year. Okay? That's one silver lining that I could say. So do the Steelers even win another game this year? You guys can let me know down in the comment section. I'm going to leave it at that, guys, and I'll catch you guys later on this week. See ya.